The smoke wasn't from a storm or a distant brush fire. It was deliberate, thick and acrid, twisting like a serpent over the north wheat field I'd sown with my uncle's heirloom seeds and my own calloused hands. I smelled the gasoline before I saw the flames, a sharp chemical bite that screamed arson. With 25 years as a fire captain under my belt, I could read a blaze like a road map. Point of origin, wind direction, fuel path. And there she was, on the other side of the property line, standing tall in her blue bathrobe, arms folded, smirking under the glow of her porch light like she owned the night. Folks like her don't get their hands dirty. They wield homeowner association rules like weapons. They don't say destroy it. They say improve the curb appeal. I didn't yell. I dialed emergency services, noted the breeze at 10 miles per hour from the southwest, flagged the diesel tanks near the barn, and watched the fire snake exactly where it had been guided. If you've ever felt your hard-earned legacy trampled by a neighbor's ego, you know the gut punch. Tonight, that fire whispered secrets, and I listened. The blaze spoke in crackles and pops, each wheat stalk snapping like brittle bones under the heat. I froze for heartbeat, my mind flashing back to the old Coles house fires swallowing families whole. But this was my life now, my family's future, the land my uncle willed to me before cancer took him. I grabbed the ancient radio from my pickup's dash, voice steady despite my racing pulse. This is Mike Donovan. Structure-adjacent field fire on the North Wheat plot off Cedar Grove Lane, adjacent to Riverbend Estates, HOA. Dry conditions, high fuel load, suspected accelerant. Roll trucks ASAP. The dispatcher recognized my tone once a captain, always one. By the time sirens pierced the quiet Nebraska night, my lab mix, buddy, was barking at the gate, sensing we'd lose more than grain. I snatched a shovel from the tool shed and dug a hasty fire break, boots sinking into soil that hours ago teemed with golden promise. But the flames jumped like they had a grudge, racing toward the drainage culvert me last barrier. That's when I spotted her, Patricia Voss, the HOA enforcer everyone whispered about but never challenged. She wasn't fleeing or calling for help. She looked pleased, hands on her hips, watching the inferno like a bonfire party. "You report this?" I shouted over the roar, throat raw from smoke. She cocked her head, cool as ice. "Isn't that your responsibility, hayseed? After all, it's your eyesore." Rage boiled in me, but I bit it back, no sense feeding her drama. I turned to the fight, lungs searing. Fire engines screamed in, lights slashing the dark. Chief Ramirez, a guy I'd mentored back in the day, hopped out, eyes sweeping the scene before locking on the HOA boundary. He didn't need words. The fire's start was blatant. Hoses unrolled, water blasted, and I slipped into old habits. Flank from the culvert, shield the silo, eyes on fuel lines. The crew obeyed like muscle memory. As the flames sputtered under foam, the ugly truth emerged. Buried in charred dirt near the fence, a scorched metal jug, heavy with leftover gas fumes. Not accidental planted. I lifted it with gloved hands, heart pounding. Patricia's SUV idled crooked in her drive, lights dimming like she'd bolted, but not far. Her manicured lawn showed burn marks, boot prints etched in grass. My stomach knotted, not fear, certainty. Ramirez approached, swore under his breath, and had his guys photo it. "Arson, plain as day," he said. I echoed it, the word bitter as ash. They doused the last embers in 15 minutes, but the North Field Me uncle's pride, the harvest heart, was a skeleton of blackened stalks. Neighbors peeked from lit windows, murmuring, but stayed safe behind their picket fences. Patricia's house went dark, but I felt her watching, scheming. She figured fire was forgettable, but I decoded fires for decades. They reveal everything. That night, after the trucks left, I paced the boundary with a flashlight. Details mattered. Singed turf trailing in her yard, a flattened spot like someone had lingered. The jug? Backyard grill starter, store-bought. I bagged it, snapped pics, noted times, wind, and soil. Sleep? Not for me, seen too many ruins. Dawn revealed the devastation. Black scars across rows where amber waves once stood. Buddy whined, nosing the ground, but staring at Patricia's pristine ranch-style home. One fact burned bright. She'd crossed into felony territory, and I wouldn't let her skate. The next day, smoke clung like a curse. Silence reignited, no birds, no crickets. I brewed strong coffee, boots on, and re-walked the line. Chest tight, I saw the full toll. 7 rows obliterated, halted by the culvert I'd reinforced last fall. Without it, the barn, equipment, house all gone. Crouching, I found another melted jug, retail grade, and scraps of blue fabric, Patricia's signature color, her HOA meeting armor. No coincidence. I stashed it, then unlocked the pantry safe. Uncle's deeds, my retired badge, and the thermal cam I'd hidden in our scarecrow, chief, topped with my old helmet for laughs. That gag might save everything. Footage wasn't HD, but damning. 9:47 p.m., a hooded figure slips from HOA land through a tampered fence panel. Bundle underarm, they kneel, sparks ignite in sequence. 12 minutes adjusting, ensuring spread, then casual retreat. Zoomed, short, rigid gait, arms tight, Patricia's bossy march. Sleeve outline blue. I printed frames, backed up thrice. Redundancy saves lives. Called my attorney, Notorious, ex-prosecutor, no nonsense. Laid out, blaze-proof video. She listened. Backup secure? Yep. Smart. No confrontation. Give me 48 hours for the marshal. Fire Marshal Lena Burke rolled up next, a department vet. Handed her bags. She scrutinized footage, jaw set. If solid, it's felony arson. We traced UV-lit accelerant from her yard under the fence. She violated soil, muttered, "She's cooked." At 3 a.m., they rapped on her door. I watched from afar. Patricia answered, blue robe, makeup smudged like fake tears. Badge flashed. She flailed, pointing at me. But the jug, not mine, I tossed it days ago. Slip-up echoed. Lights popped on. Phones filmed. She crumbled. Morning buzzed with gossip. Neighbors dodged eyes. Some fake garden to gawk. HOA secretary, Tom Ellis, approached pale. Didn't know she'd escalate. Voice cracked. I said, testify ready. By lunch, Elena had civil docs. Damages, stalking, intrusion, land meddling. She'll counter-stress your fault. I nodded. She sparked it. I'll expose it. Patrol car, staked or Dravino arrest yet, but pressure-mounted. HOA cracked. Social rep averted gaze. Tom's face sagged. The suburb fractured like my field, but where wheat could rebound, Patricia's rain wouldn't. Living where tidy suburbs met gritty farms taught me to spot veiled threats. It started subtly. Notes about silo shadows, odor complaints, requests turning demands. HOA letters piled in my box, crisp font, signed Patricia Voss. Petty at first, but they snowballed. Tractor rumble during quiet hours, unsightly bales ruining views. I replied with facts. My plot zoned AG pre-Riverbend. Machines legal. Compost compliant. But replies sharpened, Patricia cloaking harassment as duty. She doorstepped once, pamphlets in hand, fake smile. We prefer a buffer, shrubs, maybe flowers. I said this fed folks, not decor. Her eyes flashed with controlled lust. We'll explore options. Options meant reports, kin-hired experts, a dossier painting my farm hazardous. Proving petty cruelties? Tough each alone seemed reasonable. Stacked, they suffocated. Visual audits from HOA cash, routed to her nephew. Soil tests with alarmist buzz. Risks, outdated. Not truth-seeking pretext building. Meaner stuff. Mailbox keyed, redneck, ditch trash clogged, kids shunning my egg sales over contamination rumors. Weight crushes, you fold or fight. Uncle raised fighters. I logged everything. Dates, quotes, reports. Vandalism? Photos, cops. Ditch junk? Timestamps. Pattern emerged. HOA wielded rules like bats, fining dissenters, eroding outsiders. Anonymous bulletin post, blurry silo pick, fire trap screed. Isolation hit hard, but fueled resolve. Rig chief with thermal cam instinct from investigations. Niece joked, farm spy, but it was prep for escalation. Chief caught it. Figure breaches fence, plants igniters, lingers retreats. Gate blue sleeve Patricia. No rash moves, downloaded, duplicated, and chain custody. This crossed from nuisance to crime. No complaint stampering, accelerants, eviction plot. HOA hid rot behind community good. Fire escalated a quiet war. Footage tied timeline motive. Handing to Elena, and Burke shifted the burden. No longer threat evidence. War via patience, not payback. Siege crept. Painted mailbox. Clogged culvert targeted. Sensors pinged. Chief rolled. Footage. Intruder through pride fence. Bundle. Sequence sparks. 12-minute watch. Rigid steps. Blue flasher. Downloaded. Printed no emotion. Just prep. Elena. She'll cry tamper. Plan. Martial criminal. A civil linking HOA. Burke walks sight. UV trail to her bushes. Bad for her. Night knock. She in blue. Feigned woe. Jug shown. Not mine threw away. Noose. Lights on recordings. Whispers flew. Tom near the fence. Didn't expect this. Testify. Elena filed. Damages, etc. She'll dirty fight. I stared at scars. She ignited. Truth burns hotter. Patrol signaled the end. HOA faltered. Reps ducked. Meetings tense. I by culvert. Buddy close. Ash swirling clarity. She aimed for erasure. Overlooked proof. Probe turned river bend theatrical. Tape Cornfield. Samples taken. Accelerant glowed in her yard. Started hers. Carried over. Burke is silent, convicting. Neighbors buzzed. The social chair shunned me. Tom aged fast. Patricia hosted victim, awkward. Eyes on ruins. I porch watched. No disruption. Truth smoldered. Elena's office. Files stacked. She'll claim distress, privacy. But pattern, motive, letters, vandalism, funneled funds. Invoices to misuse. Systemic. Stone and gut. Not rage plan. 3 buried timers butane rigs. Calculated. Video leaked. Infrared crouch. Sparks blue. Forum exploded. Deletes futile. Patricia's statement. Targeted, doctored. Desperate reek. Reporter at gate. Comment on feud? No feud facts. Emergency meat leaked. Liability fears. Are we liable? Silence. Wallets threatened. Crusade soured. Neighbors nodded apologies. One pie. Never liked her style. Others have silent regret. Patricia canvassed, paranoid, ranting spies. Isolated, lawn weedy. Deputy seized gadget's probable cause. She raged, slammed the door. Fire escaped, consuming her. The court smelled stale resolve. Civil first. Elena dissected harassment buildup. Minutes quote. If regs fail, hazards might. Patricia's suit slick. Vendetta. Service record. But footage Tom testified. She pushed. We assumed bluff. My stand. Calm timeline. Fire science. Flames name her. The judge ruled in favor. Hefty damages. Cease actions. Air cleared. Criminal charged. Arson. Destruction. Fraud. Footage. Samples. Unblurrable. HOA splintered. Resignations. Audits demanded. Media. Farm blaze unmasks. HOA tyranny. I was silent till the survivors. Patricia's trial. Hunched. Guilty plea echoes. 20 months. Probation. Peace settled. Victory tasted earthy. Board imploded. Quits. Shouts for refunds. Anonymous drive. Emails mocking. Urging break farmer. Federal whiff. Neighbors atoned. Fruits help. Field greened resilient. Patricia ghosted. House for sale whispers. Restructure. Audits limits. Trial. Witnesses footage guilty. Sentence fitting. Porch night, buddy near, peace rooted. Her fire backfired, truth prevailing. Power on fear crumbles. What do you think? Should HOAs have less power, or are they needed for neighborhoods? Share your take in the comments. Stand your ground and voice your view. 3. Forge Expert.